There's not just one new bunker with the Season 3 update for Warzone and DMZ, there's 3. And the final mission that we can currently access for the Redacted faction in DMZ takes you to go plant a device on all 3 of them. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to complete every step of that mission, including finding the hidden sniper perch, and then going and getting the tracking devices, and then finding the location of all 3 bunkers. Now I say bunkers, at the moment it's more like the places where bunkers are going to be, but they are small little new areas on the map, so I'll show you what we've found so far. As always, if you find this video interesting or entertaining, make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure you check out my podcast too. I run it every weekday morning, 9 o'clock UK time. I record it live, but the VODs are all up on the channel. Check out the podcast section. We talk about loads of things. We talk about Call of Duty a lot, but also other video games, things like skill-based matchmaking. I had an awesome conversation with Jaff about that. I talk about games as service, talk about new games that are coming out. Loads of gaming news, loads of good stuff in there, so make sure you check that out. So, Excavation is the Tier 3 story mission for Redacted, the last mission we can get until they add Tier 4 and 5 with the mid-season update, and the first step of the mission asks you to find a note from a sniper. Now, the sniper perch seems to be a little bit hidden, but there's a couple of clues, like it's on a balcony overlooking a park. It's apparently in a law firm building that's above a mall. We managed to put those clues together and work out exactly where it is, and it's up here in High Rise. So if you go over to the sort of north side of High Rise, next to the tallest tower, you should be able to find this balcony, and you'll be able to find a sniper rifle down there, as well as the note that you need to pick up. And then you can read that note, and it kind of gives you clues to where all of the different bunkers you need to find are. But you're not going to need that really, because you've got my guide, so you can ignore the note if you want to. You do need to pick it up to complete the first objective. Once you've got that note, you now, kind of frustratingly, have to go all the way to Al Bagra Fortress to get the tracking devices. So these are in a dead drop on Al Bagra Island. They're on the east side of the island. There's like 3 buildings. It's on the south side of the bottom one of those. It's a dumpster. We've used it for a lot of other missions before. All you need to do is go over there and pick up those tracking devices out of it. If you've got more than one person on your team, all of you can get these tracking devices if you're on that mission, so you've got some spares in case someone dies, I guess, but you probably shouldn't need them. Once you've grabbed those tracking devices, now you get onto the fun bit where we're going to go find those bunkers. So we go up the highway to the kind of east side of the map, and then the first one you're going to go to is in the underground parking lot right near High Rise. So if you go to that underground parking lot, you'll see there's a new set of doors on one of the walls. There's normally, like, there used to be a vehicle here and a box where sometimes you'd find a 2-plate armor. It's that wall. There's now some doors on it. So you can go through those doors, and you're actually going to go down even deeper underground into this new room where there's some kind of suspicious looking markings on the wall. This is the first place where you need to plant one of those tracking devices, and it's a little bit fidgety. Like, if you go right up to the wall, it doesn't work, so you need to kind of step back a bit. If you keep moving around, you'll find the interact prompt, and then you can place the tracking device, and then you'll be ready to move on to the next one. This is a kind of cool place for a bunker, because I think this underground car park doesn't get used that much, and the markings at the moment, I don't think there's much that they could mean. I don't think there's anything we can decipher from them. But, you know, you can go have a look around here, and they also put a little bit of loot in this area, but it's not like high-level loot or anything like that. The second bunker that you're looking for is underneath the bridge that kind of goes from Al Mazrah City over to Tarak Village. Now, this is an area that I spent so long in the first season of DMZ, because we always seem to spawn around here, and another team would always spawn near the gas station, another team would spawn in Tarak Village, so it always felt like we'd have massive fights over here. But just underneath that bridge next to the gas station, that's where you're going to find the second bunker. Now, this one doesn't have as much space in it. This new section doesn't have a huge amount of space, although we did end up in quite a spectacular fight here, where we ended up fighting off 5 enemy players, which was pretty intense, and then we got out and got attacked by another 2 players while being hunted by another team as well. They killed me, but at least they did have the good grace to feel bad about it when they recognized who I was. So, you know, that was nice of them.
Don't accept him.
Oh, it's Geeky Pastimes. Oh my god. It's actually a really good player. Did you kill him?
Yeah, I did.
No way you just killed Geeky Pastimes. Really sorry, mate. Hope you have a good stream.
Now, for the final step of this mission, you need to find the third bunker, and this one is over in Rohan Oil. So if you know Rohan Oil, you'll know that in the middle of it, there's a bit of the road that kind of goes underground. It's like whatever the opposite of a bridge is. It's a tiny little tunnel, an underpass. I think that's the right word for it. And normally, one of the barriers on the side of this was all the way down. Now it's raised up by a foot or so you can actually go prone and climb underneath it. And this will give you access to a new little kind of garage area. And again, you've got one of these walls with the orange spray paint on it, and that's where you need to place the third tracker. Once you place that third tracker, the mission should be complete, and congratulations, you have now completed the Redacted faction, at least for the first part of Season 3. So, what do we think is going to happen with these bunkers? At the moment, it doesn't seem like there's anything you can do with them. There's not even a door that you could open, there's not a code to unlock it or anything like that. There have been a few teasers from the developers about what this could be. They've talked about the idea that there's tunnels underneath the map. We had a little teaser in the last Creator Call that maybe we're going to be using night vision goggles at some point in DMZ. So I think what's going to happen is this is going to be part of quite a big network of tunnels. The distance from Rohan Oil all the way over to the car park near High Rise is pretty huge, so if they are actually just connecting all of those tunnels all the way across, this is going to be a massive underground area, and I kind of think that's maybe unlikely. Like, I always get the impression Warzone's pushing up against the limits of what they can physically do, and if they're adding a massive area like that, then maybe that's going to go a bit beyond those limits. So I think what's going to happen, a little bit more likely, is we're going to have something like the metro that we used to have in Verdansk. And we had something similar in Caldera, I guess. So the way those worked is you had some underground areas like the metro stations, you had some kind of space that you could walk around and loot and stuff like that, but then you had a method of getting between them. So there was some kind of underground railway like the subway system in Verdansk, and then you would just get on a train and that would take you to the next stop. Or in Caldera, you'd just kind of walk into a tunnel and it would teleport you somewhere else. I'm sort of assuming that's what's going to happen, but I'm hoping, based on the teasers from the Creator Call, that we're also going to get a chance to use some night vision goggles. Like, imagine if you went into these bunkers, you went through some doorways, and you knew there was really good loot in there, but everything was pitch black. Like, you literally couldn't see anything. That would be really interesting if you had to go find some night vision goggles, find an item so you'd be able to see when you went in there, or maybe they could even add some more tactical devices like flares and torches and stuff like that, so you would be able to go in there and still be able to see your way around, but obviously you'd be giving your location away. Could be really, really cool. Could be a good opportunity to have some interesting fights in the dark. Like, what if the night vision goggles use batteries and you've got to try and get in to complete a mission or to find some loot or whatever, and then they start running out of batteries just as you hear some other players going? That could be super intense and, like, quite frightening, actually, having a fight in the dark. Of course, I'm just kind of speculating here and being a little bit hopeful. In reality, it could just be that each of these walls will open up to reveal, like, a one-room bunker where there's a couple of loot crates and a note or something like that. You know, that would still be cool to have some little hidden areas. That would be fun, but it would be a little bit more boring. And with the way DMZ has gone in some ways, I feel like that's maybe the most likely option. But let's not be too negative. Let's hope for something super cool. Let's hope for a massive underground network of tunnels or a new train system underground or something like that. That would be so much more fun. So let me know in the comments what you think this is going to be. How do you think they're going to use these new underground bunkers? And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Goodbye.